Alright, what's up everyone? Let me just check to see if my mic is on. Yep, everything's on. And, alright, got some good volume going. So yeah, a few days ago I added the clear coat, the polyurethane glossy finish onto the body of my guitar. And today I'm going to be taking out the brush strokes or orange peel. Really depends on how you apply the clear coat. If you're spraying, you get orange peel. If you're brushing it on or wiping it on the way I did, you get brush strokes. Um, don't know how well the light shows, but yeah, there are some like just brush strokes in the finish of the body. Let me see if this. I don't know if that does a better job of showing off. Yeah, as you can see, like the light doesn't really like reflect as well. So yeah, I'll leave the light on. So generally, what you want to do is you want to sand this down, not all the way through. You don't want to get rid of the clear coat that you just put on, but you do want it to be completely flat and smooth to give it that nice appearance. And so, yeah, I just came back from a platelet donation today. Um, yeah, I'm a blood and platelet donor. So, with that said, now that I'm rested up from that, let's get back to the work on the body. Okay, what's up, everyone? I'm in voiceover mode. Sorry this took me a while. I had a few hiccups here and there with the sanding, and I was just correcting that. More about that in a few minutes. But yeah, also, when I was supposed to be recording the voiceover, I got sick and I did not want to strain my voice. So, yeah, here's basically what I'm doing. I have 3,000 grit sandpaper, and I'm just sanding the brush strokes, or I'm sanding the glossy finish. And what I'm eventually going to want is a satin, almost matte type of finish. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no real special technique to it. And this is what works well for the back. I don't know if it's because the back is flat while the top is arched, but yeah, I had to do a few corrections here and there. And as you can tell by the black band around my arm, I had some blood work done. Well, not actual blood work, I was donating platelets. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why participating in Jurg's Cup was actually a really cool thing for me. I get to help out this population in more ways than one. And yeah, this is sped up quite a bit. Not as much as the other stuff, because I felt this piece of work really needed its own video. But yeah, now you're going to see me move on to the next portion of it, which is I'm going to buff and polish the back of the guitar. And generally you do want to start with the back because that's the part that's not really going to be visible all the time. And so you learn your mistakes there. And yeah, I'm also going to be working on the sides and the back. Something to help me with the contours is that I actually have a small eraser on there that I use as a sanding block. And I use the eraser just because it's flexible. And yeah, as you can tell, I'm going with the grain of the brush strokes as well as the grain of the wood.
And at some point I give up using the eraser and just use my hand. And yet it helps to have some extra sandpaper handy. And yeah, I'm using my palm to really press the sandpaper in there. And yeah, this is also after I scraped off the binding because some stains and some of the lacquer got on there. But yeah, I take my time on this part. And yep, I just clean out the space. And now I move on to the top, which I'm doing the same technique that I did for the sides and the back. And full disclosure, turned out to not be such a good idea. I got some bad spots everywhere. I eventually had to reapply the finish, and then start off with a 400 grit sandpaper to get it pretty flat and matted. And then I moved up to a 600, then an 800, then a 1000, a 1500, and then finally a 3000 grit sandpaper. I don't have any footage of me doing that. But yeah, that's what I ended up having to do in the end. Okay, now I move on to the buffing part. So I use Meguiar's buffing compound, and I'm not using it much. What I will say is I used the wrong attachment. I used them in reverse order. You can see that the drill bit that I'm using has a black sponge on it, and then I'm going to switch to a white sponge. Wrong order. I needed to use the white sponge first because that's a correcting pad, and the black sponge is the polishing pad. Didn't have too much of an effect on the guitar though. But yeah, generally you want to start with the correcting pad first, and then the polishing pad, not polishing pad first. But yeah, I'm applying the buffing compound pretty liberally. Just coating the guitar. And yeah, I just wipe it off. And, I don't know if the camera captures it well enough, but yeah, it just didn't really come out looking well in person when I did this. And again, the reason might have had to do with the fact that that the top is arched, so I should have started with some lower grits first before going to the 3000. But it actually looks better now, and it resembles what it looks like in the video. As you can see, I'm just wiping off the top of the body. And then I'm just moving to hand buffing the sides. Most, part of it had to do with the fact that the drill bit sponges were pretty big and not a whole lot of surface area. But also just the fact that it just didn't really need the drill. It was fine being done by hand. Buffing out the compound with the towel before it dries. And now I move on to McGuire's polishing compound. After helping myself to some water, because you need to stay hydrated after donating. And it's the same principle. Just, use your sponges in the correct order. as you can tell, it worked really well on the back, as well as the sides. And I'm just pressing down with the drill because I was starting to lose power. It's a cordless drill, so yeah. And I could hide the fact that I made a mistake on this build, but to be honest, I'd rather tell the truth about it and let whoever's watching this learn from my mistake than to actually repeat it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, take care everyone.